Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall Monday, 10th of April 23. In today's Millwall news, it was a match day, being a bank holiday Monday, and we went to Hull and we did what we mostly do when we go to Hull, is lose. I don't know if you watched the preview video that I did yesterday. I mentioned going through the list of our games at Hull that we'd only won there 5 times in about 30 or so trips. So not a surprise, but the nature of the result was a bit of a surprise. So this is the match report from millwallfc.co.uk, the club's official website. Millwall lose at Hull City. Very succinct. The Millwall were beaten 1-0 at Hull City in the Private Championship on Easter Monday. Substitute Adamo Traore struck the winner with 20 minutes left to play, condemned the Lions to defeat. Garrett made 2 changes to his starting 11, with Billy Mitchell coming to the sideline for the injured Ryan Leonard, whilst George Honeyman started out wide as Andres Bogelsummer dropped to the substitute bench. The rain subsided in time for the game to sunshine in Yorkshire, with Yorkshire? It used to be Yorkshire, I think it's Homicide now. East Riding, they call it. With the Lions able to fashion a free kick inside the first minute, only for Jake Cooper to nod George Savile to cross wide. The Tigers then put a spell of pressure on the Millwall goal, but the attack ended Bozan Tufan hitting over a crossbar. Oliver Burke failed to get over a cross from Murray Wallace and nodded over with 8 minutes played before both Regan Slater and Tufan looked to test George long after a spell of possession for the home side. The stopper gathered the second effort. A foray forward for Millwall on the 20-minute mark saw Burke burn his mark of a pace, but as the ball eventually found its way to Mitchell, he sent a rasping effort over from just outside the penalty area. Tom Bradshaw then won back possession and charged towards goal. The Welshman failed to look up and spot Zion Fleming in space, instead shooting tamely. Carl Darlow, who greatly accepted. The Lions came very close to opening the scoring on 27 minutes. But as Burke shaped to shoot in the edge of the 6-yard box, he was denied by a smart stop from Barlow. Maloney then smacked the crossbar. Just 2 minutes later, Mill came within a lick of going in front, with the Werder Bremen's man's strike from a Fleming cross judged to have not crossed the line. A Honeyman free kick then directed towards goal by the bullet header of Sean Hutch, but the ball whistled just over. The chances kept coming for the Lions as Fleming had a shot blocked moments before Danny McMahon blazed one over with his left foot, and Bradshaw and Hutchinson then just being beaten to the ball by Darlow, and a Cooper header saved by the goalkeeper as Millwall somehow went in goalless at the half break. Now this is the club's website, and you would think, well, they're trying to make it sound good for Millwall. No, it literally was. We had wave after wave of attack from their goal. We had something like 20 shots in the game to Hull's 8. How we did not score, I do not know. Following a triple substitution at half time, Hull City had the better of the early stages of the well, that says it all there. So the Hull manager did not like what he saw at half time in that first half and made 3 substitutions at half time. So clearly was not happy with what was happening. The Hull City had the better of the early stages of the second half, making the Lions work defensively. Hutchinson and Wallace both having to clear from inside the 6-yard box. Ryan Longman bending a strike just over as Long watched on. Romain Esse was handed 25 minutes. Strike stuffed by the manager who replaced former Hull favourite Honeyman on 64 minutes before the next chance went the way of the Lions as Mitchell skewed wide. McNamara and a better option to the right. 20 minutes left to play, however, the scoring was opened as Traore strike from the edge of the area sailed past Long at the bottom corner. Millwall almost replied instantly as firstly Cooper's header went over, whilst Burke's pace into the box and set up a chance for Mitchell, but the midfielder rolled wide of the near post. Burke then got his angles wrong and found the empty seats behind the goal. Substitute Vogelsummer then forcing Darlow into a save at his near 9 minutes. Fleming's outstanding first time hit was an expertly saved by Darlow as 7 minutes of stoppage time were underway, but the Lions were unable to find an equaliser and suffered. And the Millwall team was as follows. Long, Cooper, Hutchison, Wallace, McMahon, Fleming, Saville, Honeyman, Burke, Mitchell, Bradshaw, and the subs were Malone for Wallace on the 89th, Watmore for Saville on the 82nd, SA for Honeyman on the 64th, Goldhammer on Bradshaw on the 3rd. The unused subs were George Evans, Shackleton, Biakovsky. So there you go. The crowd was 20,069 with 897 Lions fans there. And as I believe it was mentioned on the commentary today from Carl Bates in the Lions TV commentary, or whatever it's called now, the reason why the game was not on Sky Red Button, Cole requested that it was not being shown on Sky Red Button because they wanted to sell more tickets. So is that a lot of tickets for them to sell? I don't know. But that's why it wasn't on the television. But there you go. So moving on to this from Southern News, it's their match report. We're going to go down takeaways. The winless run continues. 4 games without wins, a clear concern for Millwall. Seeing their advantage South race wiped out their own results. Lions are still 5th, but this purely down to results elsewhere. With Blackburn, Norwich, Coventry, and West Brom all dropping, still have their play in our own hands. Playoff chasing Preston head into the den on Saturday, knowing that a win would see them leapfrog Rowett's men. It has become an absolutely massive game. Yeah, more on that later when we have a look at the table. Should become the wide player conundrum. Millwall have no idea who to play out wide at the moment. Rowett has used a variety of going with Honeyman, but this afternoon the former was brought off around the hour mark for SA, while the latter was unable to score from 2 good opportunities. The manager has said that he wants his wingers to target double digit in terms of goal contributions, but none of them seem to be doing what is provided at the moment. Where have all the goals gone? Indeed. Brother, can you spare a goal? Millwall's goal drought is a massive issue heading into the final 5 games of the season. The Lions have now failed to score in their last 4 games, totaling more than 360 minutes. You include stoppage time. Granted, clean sheets against both West Brom and Luton have been vital, but Rowett needs to get his side firing in the final third if they have to stand a chance of achieving their goal this season. Like I said, it wasn't for the want of trying today. We were excited to watch, and that would have been a great game if we would have won it. Obviously, we didn't. But some great goalkeeping displays. But we were all over them. We had wave after wave, shot after shot. I just had a quick look at the highlights, and they can't even put all of Mill's chances in the highlights. They literally having to pick and choose. It's insane how many chances we had. And it's when you figure it's insane how many chances I had, and we still didn't score. But why is that? I think it's bad luck. I don't know. But let's see what Gary Rowett has to say post match. So we've got two stories about Gary Rowett's post match. We'll start with this one. Southernnews.co.uk. Gary Rowett disappointed as Millwall beaten our Hull City despite outstanding away performance. Yeah, so Lions failed to find the back of the net at the stadium despite much XG of 2.14. So XG is expected goals. So we had expected goals based on the chances we've had of 2 goals, 2.14. So we should have scored 2 goals. We ended up scoring 0. Gary Rowett says that his side put in an outstanding away performance but lacked the killer touch to score against Hull City on Easter Monday. The Lions were beaten by a second half strike from Pure. Word all about that. I don't want to again. However, Rowett's men registered 22 shots against the Tigers, 6 of which were on target. I didn't know about that. So only 6 were on target. Well, that's not. With Carl Darlow forced into numerous impressive saves to decide the game. Despite the defeat, the manager was pleased with how his side played, explaining that they just needed to find the touch In the box 10, their goals run that was extended for 4 games. I would say that for 15 minutes, Hull's movement and their possession back caused us issues, he said after. They dropped the 2 strikers in, they kept the wings really wide, set up to keep possession, play nice football. Thought they kept the ball away from us a little bit in that period, but didn't create too much, from being honest. After that, my opinion is I thought we were by far the better team. We passed the ball really well and we got into some great positions. I think they've had something like 6 or 7 shots as an away team. We've had 20 shots, and a lot of them were really good chances. I think Darlow's made about 5 or 6 outstanding saves. I've come off the pitch after games where we played really badly. Today I thought we were outstanding as a away team. It was just that last little moment, that last little bit where you need to win a game. We just couldn't quite find it, no matter how many attempts we had on goal. Yeah, we were outstanding, and we ended up losing. That's so he said. Do we want to play shit and end up winning games? It's just that we've got to win the game. We literally have no margin for error now. We got lucky today with the goals. We're going to moment, but before then, we'll get onto the second story from Gary Rowett. What's he trying to say there? How does he know my dick's that? What's he saying? So LondonNewsOnline.co.uk, we'll only have ourselves to blame if we don't pick up wins in the next 4 games. Lions lost ruse lack of finishing hole. Millwall manager Gary Rowett wants his players to take the positives from today, and as they will only have themselves to blame if they do not seal championship playoff plays. The Lions had 22 attempts, 6 on target, but Millwall have not scored in the last 4 matches. Next up, 7th place Preston North End in SC16 on Saturday, followed by a home game following midweek against Birmingham City. So next week we've got a Saturday, Tuesday. So we've got Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday next. So we've just come off of Easter weekend, Friday, Monday. Got a week off, and then we go Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. So we've got to dust ourselves off and take the positives from the performance, because there were lots and lots. I told Lucy Radio London. We need to move on to 4 games where if we don't get wins in those games, then we've only got ourselves to blame. The players are going to be disappointed, and we're disappointed. We walk away losing the game. At this stage, you can't afford to lose, mate, in the position we're in and trying to fight for the position we're in. I was really pleased with the performance, but disappointed with the result. I didn't like the goal we conceded. I thought it was a little bit of a soft goal from a long way out. We can close down quicker. After that, we've got to take our chances, and that's why strikers usually get the most money, and that's why, as you saw in January, strikers are hard to find. And that's the difference between getting in the top 6 and not getting in the top 6. We've got some brilliant areas, but that last little bit of composure or quality wins the scan. Interesting there, a comment about January. If we had Kevin Nisbet and he was fit, would we be scoring more goals? Would we be winning more games? Don't know. Okay. So let's have a look at the table. Stop, Gary. Stop. So, let's get in it. So here are the results from today, from Monday the 10th of April. They were all very, very good for us. Most of them. Blackburn drew with Huddersfield 2-2, so they dropped 2 points. Luton, they just keep on going and going. They're like the Duracell bunny. They won 3-1 at Blackpool. We obviously lost at Hull, so we dropped 3 points. Now Norwich, they drew 0-0 with Rotherham. Yes. West Brom, they managed to draw with one of the worst teams in the league at the moment, QPR, 2-2. And Middlesbrough, but more on that later. So obviously that was 5:30. They drew 2-2. So let's get down and have a look. There's the games next week. Before we get into that, let's have a look at the table. So, as you can see, stop looking at the table and go over to the right hand side where it's form. I want you to look at that. Go to the far right of that, those coloured results. The one on the right hand side is the most recent, and if you look, you can see all of these teams are starting to struggle except Preston. Preston are absolutely steamrolling. They've won 5 out of 6. One. So getting 3 points out of their last 6, 5 times. Blackburn have won 2 out of their last 6. We've won 2 out of our last 6. Middlesbrough have won 2 out of the last 6, and Luton have won 4 out of the last 6. So you can see Middlesbrough, us, Blackburn, Norwich. Certainly Norwich. Norwich have only won 1 out of the last 6. If it was 2, they would have been in the playoffs and might be further down, but they've only won 1 out of the last 6. And Coventry as well only won 1 out of their last 6, which obviously lets Preston get up there and get in there. So a lot of the teams in and around are struggling. Not just us. It's not just us. Struggling to get the wins. You need the wins. Drawing. We drew. Like, fair enough. We drew Luton. A lot of people were happy with that. A 0-0 draw. Drew West Brom. We were happy with that because they were like 7th or 8th, and they would have won that game. Would have gone above us, but didn't. So that was considered a good result to draw with West Brom. You need to win some games. You need to win because you draw a game, you're dropping 2 points. And I've said this before: drawing 2 games in a row gets you 2 points. You win 1 game, lose 1 game, that gets you 3 points. So it's 1 extra point. So yeah, going back to the table on the left hand side, see some Millwall. We stay 5th, but we are level on points with Preston, 7th, who we play next week. It's utterly insane. It's crazy. It's the championship. It is what it is. This is how it is. Yeah. So we've got 5 games left. I think Garrett has to last the next 4 games. But, I assume that he doesn't. He expects to win the next 4 games in some regard, because we're playing. Well, I don't know. We're playing Preston and Blackburn, which don't seem. Well, Preston doesn't seem that easy now, but we've also got Blackpool and Wigan. So if we can win those 2, that'll be at least 6 points. Then if we lose to Preston, we drop 3 points and they gain 3 points on us. So that's completely flipped them. They'll be on 65. We'll win 62. We'll almost be out of the playoffs. Then you've got Norwich. You can jump over us if they actually if they draw a game, they got that far above us because they got their goal difference in us. They got the best goal difference of 5th to all the way down. So outside the top 4, Norwich have got the best goal difference. But we've got a pretty good goal difference as well. That's 7. Blackburn's is in minus. Preston's is in minus. Now, why is Preston's in minus? Well, let's have a look at Preston because we're playing them next. So here's a home form. Millwall 6 in the home table. Our home results have gone up. A bit bandy at the moment. Here's Preston at home in Digdale. Their last 6 games have actually been pretty decent, but before that they were absolute dog shit. They were one of the worst home teams in the league, so that's why they got minus goal difference. Because this is not good. So remember this: Millwall 6 in home games only. In away games only. Who do you think Preston are? They're the 4th best away team in the league. That's who we're playing next. That's who's coming away to visit us at the New Den. Yeah, this really is not. I mean, talk about test. This is a test and a half. They're similar to Luton, who we just played at home and only managed to do a 0-0 draw again. Although they have conceded more away goals than Luton, so they're not as good as Luton, but they've scored the same amount of away goals, 22 20 games. So that's who we're playing next, Preston. And so here we go. So Norwich. Now, of course, if Norwich, Middlesbrough on a bit of a slide, but Norwich didn't do too well either. If Norwich do pull a win out of that game, they will join us in the playoffs. They will certainly go above us if they win that game. But we will drop from 5th to 6th. Blackburn are the first ones in the firing. So we'll find out on Friday night around 10 o'clock if Middlesbrough and Norwich won that game. In terms of other games that are going on, could affect us directly. Well, obviously Millwall Preston, and then Blackburn Hull. That's night game, Saturday night. For some reason, I had 7:45. But there you go. Is that Saturday or Monday? Apparently it's Saturday night. So again, if we do slip up against Preston, not only will they go above us, so we will almost certainly drop out of the playoffs. Then Blackburn will know what they need to do against Hull, and it could focus them and help them do it. But yeah, it's a massive game next week. And you wonder how we're going to play it. How can we play it? Will we get a bit of luck? Hopefully so. Hopefully so. Do we want to try and? We just need to win that game. Doesn't matter how. Just, okay. So whatever it takes. It just deflects off someone's backside. Just random lucky goal. Doesn't matter. We just got. Or we could just play as good as we did against Hull today, and hopefully it will click. But whatever we do, just need. So before we end the video, little reminder: Millwall U21s versus Swansea City tomorrow, lunchtime, early kickoff, 12 midday. Kevin Nugent's side celebrated 3 points at the Den last time out, picking up their 14th win of the season versus Burnley last week. Victory has taken them 2 points clear at the top of the southern section, with just 5 games remaining. Up next for the Lions are third place Swansea City, who sit just outside the playoff position, 8 points behind the side. Swans are looking to close the gap. They'll need to end Millwall's impressive unbeaten record home soil tally, which stands at 11 games. Nugent's men have scored goals for fun thus far, hitting 55 times in 23 matches. Oh, so many goals. The second highest scorers in the division, however, has recently been the grit and determination side. The Lions have now kept 3 clean sheets in their last 6, with centre half Chin Ockley rolling it. For the Lions to continue their 4-game unbeaten streak, the informed pairing Seb Cross and Tom Leahy will be the key to have a combined 15 goals between them, with many of those contributing to important points along the way. The Welsh side have also some armour at their disposal. Joshua Thomas and Ruben Davies have both reached double figures this campaign, and they no doubt provide a stern test for Millwall's resilient back line. 3 points for Nugent's side will see them hit the 50-point mark, whilst an 11-point gap between the two sides on display, all but confirming their top 2 finish. So updates from Tuesday's fixture will be available at Millwall Academy. The report and reaction will be published on Millwall FC following the game completion. So yeah, not at the Den, it's at the training ground. They won't be showing it. But yeah, if they win the game, that's almost certainly guaranteed to get into the end of the season playoffs. So there you go. But look at that, 55 goals in 23 matches. Insane. Insane. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.